For Mandevu. I'm sure you're aware that you're in Mandevu constituency. So as Member of Parliament, again, allow me to welcome you to Mandevu constituency as the landlord, as the Honorable Kamonde would put it. I have the privilege to chair this session today. Before we start our deliberations, I wish to confer upon you immunity according to Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which gives immunity to members of parliament for their submissions while the House is sitting, as well as the committee, and the same is extended to you. This means that you cannot be sued or taken to court for your submissions that you make to this deliberation, as long as they remain factual. On the other hand, should you deliberately mislead this committee, the same Cap 12 can be used against you. And so the committee is of the view that you cannot deliberately mislead it. And with that, we ask you to freely make your submission.
Thank you so much, Chair.
I note that the first submission is on CDF. I'll ask you to go to page 2. You can begin from page 2, appendix number 15.
Thank you, Chair. On page 2, appendix 15, failure to fill vacant positions, management response. Cause of the query. The Council wishes to acknowledge the author's observation and wishes to report that the failure to fill vacant positions was due to budget constraint and financial challenges the Council the Council experienced during the period under review in terms of meeting the wage bill. Action taken. The Council, through the Local Government Service Commission, has been gradually filling up key vacant positions in taking into consideration the capacity of the local authorities to pay salaries. The Council, through the Local Government Service Commission, has so far filled key positions of the Public Relations Officer, the Land Surveyor, the Administrative Officer, the Market Master, and Senior Health Inspector and Water Coordinator. The Local Government Service Commission is currently in the process of recruiting other key officers in key positions. Further, the Council, through the District Human Resource Management Committee, has promoted one driver to head driver to fill up that vacancy. The table below, Chair, shows the details of the workforce or the strength in terms of workers at Ruangwa Town Council according to divisions, and the total workforce stands at 101. Remedial measures. The Council will continue engaging the Local Government Service Commission to ensure key vacant positions are gradually filled. Next item, Appendix 26, failure to sort waste. Management response. Cause of the query. The Council wishes to acknowledge the Auditor General's observation and wishes to report that the failure to sort waste is due to financial constraints which made it difficult for the local authority to procure waste bins. Action taken. The Council has since procured the waste bins. Remedial measures. The Council will continue sensitizing the community members on the importance of sorting waste at source. Appendix, we can refer to Appendix 3 for attachments. We go to the next item, which is on Appendix 32, failure to settle obligation, statutory obligation. Because of the query, the Council wishes to report that the failure to settle the statutory obligation was due to financial constraints being experienced by the local authority. Action taken, the Council has so far remitted 284,971 kwacha 36 ingwe, as tabulated in the table below. Remedial measures. The Council will continue paying the statutory obligation as and when funds are available. That can be seen at Appendix 4, attached to this report. I wish to submit to this committee, Chair, that the remedial measures that have been submitted before this committee shall be improved to enhance on the accountability function in order to attain the expected service delivery to the community. I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much, Council Secretary. I will now invite interventions from Honorable Mwene and Honorable Nyambos.
Thank you so much, Chair. So yes, let me take you to page 3 on failure to sort waste. You have written, it is indicated here that you failed to sort waste because you had financial constraints, which made it difficult for the Council to procure waste bins. Now, just after the audit, you were able to buy the waste bins. My first question is, why did you have to wait until audit? That was when you saw the need to buy waste bins. I'm asking like this because after the audit, you were able to buy. And secondly, where now then did the money come from after the audit, which was not there before audit? Where did the money come from to buy the waste bins? I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much. Yes, yes.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, indeed, as a local authority, we are experiencing financial constraints, and the government actually also is prioritizing waste by the local, to be implemented by local authority to ensure that we prioritize this activity. And it is from there also that the local authority, we sat as management and planned that we procure waste bins. Now, during the time of audit, for sure we didn't have logistics or finances from the locally generated funds. So what we did was to push that to CDF so that we can procure more waste bins, which we are going to spread across the CBD and also distribute to those institutions like ZRA. We have also other institutions like DEBS and other private institutions which are generating garbage, so that they can also have these bins at a prescribed fee. Because when we distribute these bins, it's not for free. They need to subscribe with us so that they can pay something towards the same, because it will be a service which will be provided to them at their respective premises. So that's what we have done. But for the public, we have just placed these bins around the town, the CBD and along the road, so that as people are passing and they have some litter, they can just easily drop those litter into the bins.
Yes, Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much. Longwa Town Council, apart from CDF and the Equalization Fund, what are your other sources of income to reach a level of even failing to buy waste bins?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Chair. The main source of revenue for Luangwa Town Council is fish levy. And sometimes, if not every year, we experience a drop in terms of revenue collection from May to somewhere August. It's quite a critical period for us, because in almost every year we don't actually record more fish from Mozambique. We don't really produce fish in Luangwa. Most of the fish come from Mozambique. So during this period, we normally experience a dry spell in terms of business because fish stop coming to Zambia through Luangwa.
The sorting of waste is usually done at a dump site. Have you engaged the community to take advantage of this income generating activity?
Chair, we have been engaging the community. Even before we procured these bins, we had some engagement meeting with the community. And we felt as a district that it is easier to sort waste if we sort waste at source than at the dump site. Because when we place these bins at source, where garbage and other litter is being generated, it will be easy for us to collect from there and take them at a dump site away from separating them from other litter. Like for bottles, we know where to put or to dump these bottles. For other litter also, we put them separate somewhere within the dump site. So it is very easy for us. We felt that it's easy for us to sort waste at source than to sort waste at the dump site. It will be very costly and very cumbersome, Chair.
Honorable Mwene, you had a last follow-up?
Yes, the last follow-up, Chair, is how much is your subscription for your bins?
Thank you, Chair. For institutions like ZRA, per month we are charging them 200, and then for these other private, depending on the size of the institution, we are charging them at 100 kwacha. Then for public, it's free.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Nyambose.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted first to seek clarification or clarity from the CS and the team on page 4 on the failure to settle statutory obligations. Chair, I wanted to find out, there is a table that starts from
page 3
to page 4. The first table on page 4 there, you have said Luangwa Council 15,253. What is that?
Thank you, Chair. I think it's a typo error. It's supposed to be 15,253,440 kwacha 20 ngwe.
Thanks for the clarification, because it was misleading. Now, my question comes. It is married to page 1, Chair, on the vacancies and what. The question is, like Honorable Mwene asked, what is your monthly collection from local taxes per month? How much do you collect? Second, Chair, what is your wage bill as Luangwa Council? Then you have stated your establishment, which is currently you are sitting field positions 101. I will come with the follow-up, Chair, after they answer those 2 questions.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. The monthly wage bill, as at is it for 20? Is stood at 1 million and 1,700,000 and
maybe you can ask your Director of Finance to assist.
I'll just give the rounded off figures because I may not have the ngwezi, but our total wage bill is sitting at about 1.1 million, yes. Of course, that was for the 2022 But currently, with those changes that came in the increments, we are now standing at 1.3 million per month. That is on gross.
The other question is, how much do you collect in terms of local revenue?
Okay. Then our collections in terms of revenue, like for the year 2022 in question, I think we are sitting around 300,000.
That's per annum. Or
No,
month?
that's about a month, yes, per month.
Per month.
Yeah, because our annual revenue in the year 2020 was 3.5.
Okay.
Then for currently, we are around 360, 370 per month.
Honorable Nyambose?
Yes, Chair. It is quite a gloomy situation. If they are only collecting 300,000 per month, and the wage bill chair is sitting at 1.1 million, that means this council is solely depending on government support. That means they cannot, that's why they are failing even to sort out garbage. They are failing to provide any meaningful service. Why they were created? Councils were created to provide services to the communities and doing any other services to the communities. Now, with 300,000 kwacha per month, it is quite a low income. That means government is supporting the council at 80 or 90%. Chair, have you indicated to government that the current labor force is bloated, so that this query of failure to fill vacant positions is dealt with? As my brother always says, you are not created to pay salaries. You are created, government is supporting you to provide the services. So have you, or you are just pushing for more officers so that you can have more officers and more salaries and provide zero service to the community of Luangwa? Have you written or have you proposed through the PROJO or through the permanent secretary that currently Luangwa should have a separate establishment, unique and tailor-made, so that you are able to provide services? Or you want more staff so that they can be employed? Just a way of creating employment and doing nothing in terms of services. Look at the issues of service delivery. Nothing. Look at the outstanding statutory obligations, 15 million. That means this was 2022. This, I'm sure it has accrued to a higher figure, looking at the income. Have you written to the ministry? Have you said, have you made any proposal as a management to say, besides these, you can only send critical positions and not having a bloated labor force that consumes 1.1 million and provides zero services to the people of Luangwa? Have you done that to the government?
Thank you so much, Chair. I think I take it that the Honorable MP is speaking from labor movement. Actually, it was from there. So we really appreciate, and the question is quite good, because
yeah, the CS is out of order.
I'm
an honorable member of parliament.
I was waiting for him to finish. He's definitely out of order. The honorable member is submitting as a member of this committee, and from your own report and the audit query. You may answer.
Thank you so much, Chair. I withdraw that, honorable member. Yes, indeed, Chair, we did. I think this is not the first time. We also, last time when we appeared before this committee, we showed evidence by way of a write-up that we did to the ministry, indicating the current as at that time workforce and the bill and the deficit. So thereafter, Chair, when we had a provincial national hearing, budget hearing, we gave a clear picture in our presentation during the budget presentation preparation, and we were cited as an example, because we presented the way it was, without adding or subtracting. and everyone actually appreciated. And during the same meeting, we gave even a scenario in the event that we have more workforce, what will happen? We will start accumulating salary arrears immediately. So that picture was given, and actually we were used as an example. And it is from there when even the equalization was slightly increased, because in 2022 we were working under difficult circumstances. That's why you see that we couldn't meet most of these obligations, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Nyambos.
How much do you receive as local government equalization fund from the Ministry of Local Government towards this 1.1 million for salaries?
In 2022, we are receiving 865, somewhere there.
Come again with the figure.
865,000 as gross before we could deduct the 20% capital component. So when we removed the 20% component, we were coming to the amount was coming to 600 something. The current one we are receiving 960 something against the total wage bill of 1 point something.
Honorable Nyambos.
So, Chair, if you look at the figures and the monthly collection for Luangwa, it shows clearly that Luangwa is just waiting for salaries. There is nothing that they can do. If they are receiving 965 and their wage bill is 1.1 million, that means the 300,000 kwacha that they collect, they fight very hard to collect to pay salaries. And the expectations of the people of Luangwa is the council has been created to provide services. And here is a council that does not do anything on account of having a bloated labor force. Salaries are increasing almost annually. So as the salaries increase because of the inflation and other factors, the wage bill will be increasing. The wage bill increases, Chair, it means that they are collecting from the poor people of Luangwa, not to pay back through a service, but to pay themselves. So eventually, the people of Luangwa will stop contributing because they're not seeing anything coming from the council. So this is a matter that when the commission comes, Chairperson, we should take note and advise to relook at the structures or the establishments of these councils, so that councils are standing to provide services and not necessarily just to pay salaries. Because this is where we find resistance. People are not paying. The question is the people, what are we paying for? And what is the essence of having councils? The main core, the essence of councils to provide services. So this is the matter I wanted to establish through that interrogation that we are having, Chair, so that when we are engaging the commission, we should sit down to find a common position that it should be done, so that councils are there to provide services and not to pay salaries.
Thank you. My last one is not in the report, but I know that you are affected by the closure of the only bank in the area. Have you invited other banks to start operations in Luangwa?
Yes, Chair. If you had an opportunity to watch on TV2, I was on TV talking about the same challenge, and that actually had really affected the district at large and also the local authority in terms of revenue. Has really gone down because of the same closure. Yes, we have attracted, in fact, a number of financial institutions that have come through, and even as I'm speaking, we have Indobank and Zanaco, Atlas Mara, now Access Bank. So there are quite a number of banks that have shown interest to extend branches to Luangwa district.
Please quicken those discussions, because I'm seeing another audit query in that regard, because you don't have banking facilities. Otherwise, we want to thank you for the appearance. We understand your geographical position and the challenges that you face in Luangwa. Continue to open up your district, especially in areas of creation of plots, so that in the future you can raise more revenue through enhanced service delivery, by providing amenities and the charging of fees and charges, so that your income may go up, as noted by Honorable Nyambose. Otherwise, we wish to withdraw our immunity and wish you safe travels back to Luangwa. Thank you so much.
Ready for this? Abso-totally yes!
Get ready for a whole month of more on us.
Yeah.
Yes, from the 12th of April until the 11th of May, all DSTV Kids channels will be open to all customers.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Which means a whole lot more holiday fun for everyone.
Yeah!
More channels.
Right?
More shows.
Big time.
More of these guys.
Perfect.
And those gals. More of this and even more of that.
True.
All at no additional cost.
How divine.
And all you need to do is reconnect or stay connected to DSTV.
You've worked hard for your money, and DSTV gives you a lot more to enjoy for a lot less than you think. So rather than fast food just for you, how about entertainment for the whole family? Instead of date night with your bae, how about countless nights for you, bae, and the kids? And don't settle for a few hours with your homies. Settle in with over 720 hours of the best entertainment on the continent.
Triple drum roll.
We've got everything, including movies, series, sport, kids,
Totally awesome.
and local shows.
I'm here.
Watch on the go with DSTV Stream and control your entire account with the My DSTV app. Enjoy incredible extras like crystal clear HD, box office, and catch up. And with so many different package options, there's something to suit every pocket. DSTV, a lot more to enjoy for a lot less than you think.
Do you want to elevate your entertainment? Then add Showmax to your DSTV subscription at a discount. Showmax is not a TV channel. It's an on-demand video streaming service with exclusive Showmax originals, loads of movies, series, documentaries, and more on Showmax.com.
Yay!
To add Showmax to your DSTV subscription, just use the My DSTV app. It couldn't be easier. Wow. Select Add Showmax. The app screen will display the price at a discount that you qualify for, or confirm that you qualify for Showmax at no extra cost as a DSTV Premium subscriber. Select Activate Now and create a profile if you're new to Showmax, or use your existing login if you've used Showmax before. Now you can enjoy exclusive shows and movies you won't find anywhere else, when and how you want.
Exactly.
So add Showmax to your subscription to elevate your entertainment.
Zambia. Even saying the word is a multi-sensory experience. It somehow captures something of the essence of this special place in the warm heart of southern Africa. Take in the mighty Zambezi River, the majestic Victoria Falls that form Zambia's natural southern border, and the national parks overflowing with wildlife. Immerse yourself in the fast-growing towns and cities, teeming with history, light, and life. Then visit the vast lakes that seem to touch the stars and engage with a plethora of different ethnic groups, cultures, and languages. Together, they make up the intricately woven fabric of this remarkable country. To visit Zambia is to begin a love affair that will never be exhausted, and unlike any that you have ever experienced before. For all the superlatives that man has used in his attempts to describe Victoria Falls, none are able to do this incredible natural wonder justice. You have to see it for yourself. It is a truly awe-inspiring experience. Livingston, once Zambia's capital, and the Zambian side of the falls have become a mecca for discerning adventure tourists. Peer into the abyss from Devil's Pool at the edge of the falls. Career down the powerful rapids from Batoka Gorge in a whitewater raft. Bungee jump from the historic Victoria Falls Bridge. Or fly over the falls on a flight of angels. Whatever activity you choose, you'll be left with a renewed appreciation for the sheer might of nature. Kafue National Park is amongst the biggest in Africa and is home to more than 130 species of mammal and more than 400 bird species. Enjoy the wildlife from a different perspective on a boat cruise or a canoeing or walking safari. For sheer density of game, South Luangwa National Park is second to none. It certainly lives up to its nickname as the Valley of the Leopard. The stunning Liuwa Plains play host to the world's second largest wildebeest migration and boast some of the most striking vistas you will see anywhere in Africa. At Kasanka National Park, you can view the largest mammal migration in the world when each November, literally millions of fruit bats cover the skyline as the sun sets. Zambia's bodies of water are as abundant as its wildlife. Although it is landlocked, this country has more water than any other in Africa. There are the long, meandering rivers, some of which are interspersed by waterfalls that are only narrowly surpassed by Vic Falls. Then there are the lakes, from the vast, remote Lake Tanganyika, far in the north of the country, which is one of Africa's Great Lakes, to Lake Kariba, Africa's biggest man-made dam. Kariba is an increasingly popular beach holiday destination that is strangely reminiscent of the French Riviera. Or for the best bath of your life, visit the incredible Kapisha Hot Springs. Another unique aspect of this remarkable country are the Zambians themselves. The country is home to 72 different ethnic groups and languages, all of whom have their own diverse cultural traits and traditions. One thing they do have in common: they are all unfailingly warm and welcoming. Zambians are famous for their very own special brand of hospitality, as well as the pride they take in their Zambian identity. Wherever you go in Zambia, you will meet people who will go out of their way to leave you with a positive impression and make you feel at home. So what are you waiting for? Book your trip now and enjoy the kind of African experience you've always dreamt of. Whatever it is you're looking for, you can always be sure to find it somewhere in Zambia. So let's explore.
born free.
And it's a land of peace, of love and unity.
This land, Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free men we stand. In this land, beauty all around. There is no other. Love like a mother's love for her child.
Oh, there's nobody come and take our peace away.
Let no one take what is free for all to share. This land, Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free men we stand. In this land, ooh, I believe the better days are surely coming, and I believe that we can make it through the night if we lay pride aside, put a trust in God.
Learn to love each other. You my sister, you my brother.
Right or wrong, together we are stronger. So don't let nothing tear us apart. Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free men we stand. This land, Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free men we stand. This land, Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free men we stand. In this land.
Parliament TV, bringing Parliament closer to you.
morning, Kanchivia Town Council. On behalf of the committee, and indeed on my own behalf, I wish to welcome you to the Committee on Local Government Accounts. We'll start our meeting with introduction, starting with our permanent witness.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, CS and team. My name is Mwila Munkanta, Assistant Director, Lusaka Province.
Good morning. My name is Luvinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Department in the Office of the Auditor General.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Honorable Members of Parliament. Good morning, Council. My name is Jeffan Mkuka Siame from Control of Internal Audit. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Honorable Members of the Committee. Welcome, Kanchivia Town Council. My name is Siame Kedrick, representing the Office of the Accountant General as a permanent witness to this committee. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and the Honorable Committee members. Kanchivia, you're welcome. I'm Edwin Silwimba from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, Kanchivia Town Council. My name is Mlenga Bright from the Clerk's Office.
I'm Moses Chuva from Clerk's Office. Good morning.
Thank you. CS, you can introduce yourself and allow your members of your delegation to equally do the same.
Honorable Chair, thank you, members of the committee and our permanent witnesses. My name is Zulu Joseph, Council Secretary for Kanchivia Town Council.
You can switch on the mic.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members of the House. My name is Niza Nawale. I'm a Human Resource Officer from Kanchivia Town Council.
Morning, Chair. Morning, members of the House. My name is Lloyd Solam Hoji, Internal Auditor for Kanchivia Town Council. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the House. My name is Chanda Augustine, Director Planning, Kanchivia.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Honorables. My name is Mwiche Malamachungu. I'm the Director of Finance for Kanchivia Town Council.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. Good morning, Honorable Members and everyone. My name is Michael Milamsonda, Director Engineering. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have one member from the permanent witness. Kindly introduce yourself.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Akepson Mulenda from Office of the Auditor General, Muchinga Province.
Thank you. I'll now invite the honorable members of Parliament to introduce themselves.
Chair, good morning once again. Good morning, permanent witnesses. Kanchivia, good morning and welcome. Mishek Mutetwa Nyambose, representing the special and wonderful people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province. Welcome once again and feel at home.
Chair, thank you very much. Kanchivia, I'm the other Mishek. Mute Lo Notwa. IMP for the very good people of Mited constituents and a member of this committee. Your committee, you are welcome and feel at home. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Morning, Kanchivia Town Council. This is Luhamba Mwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, and good morning, our permanent witnesses. Good morning, Honorable colleagues, members of Parliament. CS and team, good morning and welcome to this committee. My name is Elliot Kamondo. I'm Member of Parliament for Mfumbwe constituency in Northwestern Province.
Thank you so much. We have some other members of the committee that are attending our deliberations virtually. I will invite them to equally introduce themselves. Honorable Dr. Manza. Honorable MP for Kaumbwe. Honorable Member of Parliament for Siavonga. They may be facing some technical issues. My name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I'm Member of Parliament for Mandevu. You're welcome to Mandevu constituency. I'm privileged to chair this session today because of the absence of the chair and vice, who are equally attending to other parliamentary duties. And before we begin our deliberations, I wish to confer upon you immunity according to Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia that grants immunity to members of parliament when they are deliberating in the House and the committee, and hence the same is extended to you. This means that for whatever you submit here, as long as it's factual, no one can take you to any court of law. However, should you deliberately mislead this committee, the same Cap 12 can be used against you. It is of the view of the committee that you cannot deliberately mislead it. Therefore, we invite you to freely make your submissions. So the only guidance that I'll give you is that on page 2, we dealt with this matter during CDF. And so you can begin from Appendix 15 on page 3. You may make your submission.
Thank you so much, Chair, for your guidance. Appendix 15 is failure to fill vacant positions. Cause of query. At the time of the audit, 27 positions had not been filled up because filling up all 27 positions would inflate the wage bill, which the Council could not sustain. Action taken. Management wishes to report that 2 positions out of the 27 have been filled up. The position of Public Relations Officer has been budgeted for in the 2024 budget, and the recommendation for the position of Chief Human Resource Officer has been submitted to the Local Government Service Commission, awaiting a response. The rest of the positions have not been filled up due to budgetary constraints. The positions will be filled as and when funds are available. Attached in Appendix B is a copy of the budget extract, and Appendix C is a copy of the recommendation for Chief Human Resource Officer. Remedial measures. Management will continue to update the staff return and recommend for gradual filling of positions in line with the Council budget. On page 4, Chair, is failure to confirm staff. Cause of query. 1 officer had not been confirmed at the time of the audit because a response had not been received from the Local Government Service Commission after submission of the recommendation to confirm the officer in question. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the recommendation for confirmation had been submitted to the Local Government Service Commission, but a response had not been received at the time of the audit. The officer is confirmed and a copy of the confirmation letter is attached. Remedial measure. Management will endeavor to make follow-ups for such matters to avoid delays. On page 5, Chair, is employees without requisite qualifications. Cause of query. 9 officers did not possess the requisite qualifications at the time of the audit and at the time of employment. The qualifications they possessed were the requisite qualifications. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the officers in question have enrolled in relevant institutions for purpose of upgrading their qualifications. Attached are the acceptance letters from the institutions and copies of permission to study from the Local Government Service Commission. Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to encourage officers to pursue further studies to upgrade their qualifications and meet the minimum requisite requirements for the positions. On page 6, Chair, is failure to establish and maintain cemeteries. Cause of query. The local authority did not have an established cemetery which it was maintaining. The traditional burial site which the residents were using fell within the central business district boundary. The community needed engagement and sensitization in order to facilitate transmission from the traditional burial sites to council-regulated cemeteries. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the community engagements were carried out to sensitize the community on the need to register deaths at the council, collect burial permits, and bury in the designated cemetery which the council is in the process of adopting. The traditional burial site falls within the Central Business District. Attached are the minutes of the engagement meeting and council resolution for issuance of burial permits. Remedial measures, management to ensure that sensitization is done continuously. On page 7, Chair, is failure to develop an integrated development plan. Cause of query, the local authority did not have an approved integrated development plan at the time of the audit because it had not been submitted. Because it had been submitted but not yet approved. Action taken. Management wishes to report that an approved integrated development plan is in place. Attached is a submission letter to the province, which is Appendix I, and copy of the approved integrated plan, which is Appendix J, for your reference. Remedial measures. Management will endeavor to make follow-ups with the province as well as the ministry to ensure that the integrated development plan is approved. The next cause of query is failure to settle outstanding statutory obligations. Cause of query, the local authority had not settled the statutory obligations because of low cash flow. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the local authority has made efforts towards reducing the outstanding statutory obligations by making payments. Attached are copies of the payments made, which is Appendix K. Remedial measures, management will continue to make payments to reduce the outstanding balances. The report is submitted for your consideration, Chair. I thank you.
Thank you so much. I wish to invite interventions from honorable members of parliament. Honorable Mwene.
Thank you so much, Chair. Yes, I'd like to lead you to page 7. Failure to settle outstanding statutory obligations. On your remedial measures, yes, you are saying management will continue to make payments to reduce the outstanding balances. When do you intend to finish off paying your statutory obligations? I submit, Chair.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable. We have made a plan, and we have discussed with the concerned institutions. We have made a payment plan in which we are paying for ZRI. We have agreed to be paying about 25,000 every month, and that is why we are saying management will continue to make the payments.
Honorable Mtelo.
Thank you, Chair. Just on the same, the failure is attributed to the reason being because of low cash flow. But you've not shown in this your report how you are generating local revenues. But in here, you are now telling us because of the low cash flow, we are unable to. How are we going to know as to how much money is locally generated in Kanchubia if that summary of income and expenditure is not in here? From where will your committee base to say you have low cash flows? CS and your team. How? Where is the evidence?
Thank you so much.
Because from where I stand, you have plenty of money. No wonder you've not told us. You've not given your committee, I'll repeat, how you generate the money, how you spend, to now justify that you have low cash flow. Chair, where it says low cash flow, from where I stand, it is not low. It is very high. But they've not just wanted to tell the committee. I end here. There is no evidence in here.
CS?
Thank you so much, Honorable, and thank you so much, Chair. We apologize for that information gap. Indeed, the Honorable member has the right to think that we have a lot of money because there's that information gap. However, at this moment, let me invite my Director of Finance just to give us what we should have included in the report.
Thank you very much, Chair. Apologies, first of all, for the absence of the proof that we indeed have a low cash flow. But the picture in the year 2022, Chair, is that we receive a grant of 793,000 monthly, and the locally generated revenue is at 80,000 per month. This is mainly licenses and plot fees. In terms of expenditure, our salaries at gross in this year was 516,904, and our NAPSA was 43,000, our ZRA was 87,000, and our Madsen and NIMA was about
Madam,
17.
where are you reading that information in this report?
First of all, I apologized because it is not in here, but these are figures that can be verified because they are sitting on the financial
If you
statement.
have an addendum to the report, kindly avail it to Secretariat. If you do not have the information for the committee, which you have not provided, you simply regret.
Oh, thank you very much for the guidance.
Otherwise, you are supposed to submit that information to Secretariat so that the members of Parliament, like Honorable Mtedo has said, can appreciate, the true picture.
Thank you very much, Chair. Apologies. That is only a regret, sir.
Honorable Nyambose?
Chair, it's on page 5.
Yes, page 5.
Employees without requisite qualifications.
On the same, please, Honorable Nyambose, kindly hold on. Go
I
ahead.
apologize to my honorable member, Honorable Nyambose. Sorry for the interruption.
Which Mishek or Nyambose?
The first Mishek.
Oh, okay.
My question actually is on page 7. I know this information may not be available, so that maybe it should be provided as they add. If it is available, maybe. I just wanted to appreciate and know the Kanchibia. It looks like, from what I've just tried to get from the Auditor General's report, it's about 1,763,328. That is the query, failure to settle outstanding statutory obligations. I think that's the amount. Now, from this amount, Kanchibia has been very restrictive to the information. They have not tabulated. They should have given us actually how much is owed to NAPSA, RASIF, and ZRA. But that information is not there. If it is there, maybe it can be given. So we wanted to know if they were given separately, would have known how much is actually commissioned that it will be deducted and how long it is going to take. Also taking into consideration of what has just been given on how much they receive as the equalization fund, which is about 793,000. Now, yes. Now, if it has gone up, I don't know, maybe it has reached, I don't know which figures. Yes. So from that, and also knowing that the 20% from equalization funds, which was supposed to be used for capital projects and which we are not using now, how much it could be, so that maybe it is used, including how much they are realizing as Kanchibia, to make sure that you settle these statutory obligations, and then you start on a very good note. I think maybe just an advice, maybe. However, I know that maybe this information may not be available. If it's available, then it can be given.
CS, your comment?
Thank you so much, Chair. Thank you, Honorable. We regret for not including that very important information, and we appreciate the guidance, Honorable. The information can be provided after this meeting. The information is readily available, but we appreciate the guidance. We'll do us wise. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Nyambos.
Thank you, Chair. It's on page 5. Chair, the query is employees without requisite qualifications. Chair, the submission by the Council Secretary and the team is that by the time of recruitment, these officers did not possess the requisite qualifications. Hence, they have sent the 9 of them for training. They are doing training so that they can have the qualifications befitting the officers that they are occupying. Chair, Appendix F. I've just looked at F. I will be guided. When I looked at Appendix F, Chair, the names submitted or the evidence adduced here is only for 3 officers. You will note that Chama Kabila is appearing 3 times. So I just wanted number 1 question to ask the Council Secretary whether it was purposely done or it was just by mistake that Chama Kabila is appearing with and Sinkala. Sinkala Lloyd is appearing so many times and Chama Kabila, same person, and this is the evidence. Besides that, Chair, you will note that there are only 4 out of 9. The other question, take note of those 2. The other question, Chair, is that out of these 9, who are the other officers whom you indicate that at the time of recruitment they were the qualifications which they possessed were befitting? The other question is, sub-inspector, what minimum qualification do you need to be a sub-inspector? Because one of them was a sub-inspector and he has just now gone to do public administration. If for the position of sub-inspector a grade 12 was adequate or was okay for that position, at the time of promoting him to a planner, is it a planner or programmer, what qualification did this person have which you submitted to the commission? I submit.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Chair. Honorable Nyambose, thank you for your submission. It was not a deliberate move to leave out those people. The other person that was supposed to be there is Charlie Bright and Chimbalakson. Then I wish to report also that the other people were on the list. 2 of them have since been transferred, which is the procurement officer and the DPO, who were there at that time, who didn't possess those qualifications that have since been transferred. What was the other question? Appendix what? Is this one? Okay. So let me use this one. So Edward Daka has been transferred. Chimfwembe has been regraded. Chama Kabila was transferred. Beauty was transferred. Then Bright Charlo is currently one of the people that are in school right now.
Chair, through your indulgence, which Which page are you on? So that we are on the same page.
Appendix is that I can't find.
Because you've said Appendix E and the Appendix F. So where are you getting those names from?
Chair, I wish to apologize once more that this appendix apparently was not submitted. I've just included it in our report. So
How have you included it? We do not have it here.
what
Chair has not received that through Secretariat.
we had included were the acceptance forms and the permission to go and study. So we thought, as an afterthought, we thought it was important to have the actual list of names, which we had not submitted to the committee previously, because that report was submitted somewhere about a month ago.
Yes, and what should you have done now as you are appearing?
Witness, you've seen that you have more information there. Yet you want your committee to have less information. I know it's not the first time you're appearing here. The first thing you should have done before submitting was to give the addendum to Secretariat. You should have made extra copies for the extra information, so that the honorable members understand and see the clear picture. It's becoming increasingly difficult to proceed, because almost on everything you don't have the information. Honorable Nyambosa.
I apologize, Chair, for that.
Chair, you're right. Just to augment your points, we want to interrogate to see why you are failing to perform. Maybe the failure is as a result of having officers without requisite qualification. Then the auditors pick it that you have officers, 9 of them, without requisite qualifications. That means their performance is questionable, is below standard. Now, what you have submitted is less the number. And some of the people you have submitted, they are transferred already. But those which you have not submitted, you say, no, these we have not submitted because they are transferred. But some of them who are transferred, you have submitted. Why did you repeat? Do you go through this report before it comes? Or do you just think that we can gross up around it, they will not notice? We want to compare, because what we want to know. The other question is, are you the Council Secretary first appointment? You have never appeared before an audit committee to know that the information that you are supposed to submit is adequate. It will explain your situation, so that together, you and yourselves, we find a solution. Because we are in this together. But what you submit, you have more information which this committee doesn't have, which the chair said. Now, these people, they were being confirmed in those positions. In 2022, the commission was still there. They were occupying the positions. Then after, that's when you took them for training. What comes first, CS? A recommendation for confirmation in those positions, or first the qualification? Because it seems you are giving them positions, then later on they go for training. If not, you could have asked them to train first. Upon qualification, then that's when you recommend them for any other, whether in Kanchibia or any other council. But this time they're occupying positions, that's when they are going for training. Which one comes first? Council Secretary. And why did you omit vital information that could have helped this committee? I submit, Chair.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Honorable Nyambose. Chair, I can only apologize for omitting this vital information. I realize it's very important for this committee and for ourselves. And going forward, we'll make sure that we provide the information that will help this committee to help us make right decisions.
Honorable members, I wanted to guide that we take note of this query and engage the Local Government Service Commission, since they are the ones that employed these people without the requisite qualifications. Yes.
Thank you for this, Chair. We don't take it For where is the human resource officer? Were you there when the auditors came?
No, I wasn't there.
What is the standard practice from the human resource person now standard?
With regard to employment?
Yes, and qualifications.
Well, the best practice is that before employment, the first thing that is supposed to look
That is head. When are you, how many times are you supposed to be submitting to local government service commission? Updating them.
quarterly.
Yes.
Yes,
So that was not being done in Kanchiwea.
it was.
Witness, I'll be calling upon you to respond. I'm trying to avoid an exchange of...
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Equally honorable, when you ask, allow the witness to respond.
Chair, through you.
Yes.
What you stated is correct. Number one, no information on their cash flows, how they're generating and expending their monies in cash. Now, even here, sir, if you have no grade 12 certificate,
That finger, I wanted to put
sir,
down.
if you have
Yes,
no,
you
you have no grade 12
you may
certificate,
ask the witness the question. I ask the witness the question.
sir,
Switch off
through
your
you,
mic, yes.
if a member of parliament has no grade 12 certificate, grade 12, that member of parliament can have degrees, PhDs. Without a grade 12,
Kindly ask the witness.
yes.
We don't debate ourselves.
We are not debating ourselves. This is a serious matter. And when information is asked, provide that information. You and the human resource person, officer, you be lightening your job. Allow me end here, sir. Through your guidance.
Honorable Nyambose, you may give them the last counsel so that they may take leave.
Chair, this is not a committee for apologies. What we note is that everyone comes here, we sincerely apologize. We didn't do this. There are two issues you can pick, Chair or CS. It's either you are doing it purposely or you have no capacity as officers. If you have the capacity to manage the affairs, you are not coming to this committee to come up with a document just to respond to the issues raised. You are supposed to deal with those issues. The best way of apologizing is that since the auditors are now auditing 2023, go and put your house in order. No queries, underperformance of the budget, everything. That is the best apology. It is making this committee look like it's business as usual. You are failing to collect revenue. You are failing to... You are the ones who recommend to the commission. Chair, the recommendation to the commission is from them, that this officer is supposed to move. Management meet first. The commission don't know them. So it is them who are recommending officers without qualification, and it's affecting. You can see it across the councils. So CS, prove to a point that you have what it takes to manage the councils. I submit, Chair.
Positions. Chair, since it's Mishek and Mishek, 27 positions, only 2. They are saying 27. And you've just told us, Chair, 2. What do we do with the 25 on page 3? Again, that information is not there. So, through the chairperson to Mishek, Honorable Mishek, and because I'm also Mishek, do the right things. Finish. Do the right things. I was celebrating, thinking the report was so small, thin. But the devil is in the detail. And we found the devil. No matter how thin You present a paper to us. We'll find it.
Thank you so much. Witness, you are encouraged to submit. In fact, it's a requirement. I want you to submit all the missing information to Secretariat before we make our recommendations, because your report is incomplete. From the budget income and expenditure statement, the other information that the committee has requested, kindly furnish the committee with that necessary information so that we may make our own informed recommendations from a proper information, and unlike where we have this scanty information. With that, we'll allow you to go back to Kanchibia, get in touch with Secretariat so that you can tell them when you give them the added information. We want to take back the immunity that was conferred upon you. Travel safely to Kanchibia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chair and the committee.
Wish to welcome you to the Local Government Accounts Committee. We will start our meeting with introductions, starting with the permanent witness. You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Chair. My name is Kepson Mlenda from Office of the Auditor General, Muchinga Province.
Good afternoon. My name is Luvinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Department in the Office of the Auditor General.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorable Members of Parliament. Good afternoon, Mafinga. My name is Jeffani Siame from Controller of Internal Audit, Ministry of Finance.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorable Members of the Committee. Afternoon, Mafinga Town Council. Welcome to your committee. My names are Siame Kedrick, representing the Office of the Accountant General, coming from Ministry of Finance and National Planning. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and Honorable Committee members. Mafinga, you are welcome. I'm Edwin Sirwimba from Ministry of Local Government and the Rural Development Permanent Witness.
Thank you, Chair. Mlenga Bright from the Office of the Clerk.
Moses Chuva from Clerk's Office.
Thank you. CS, you can introduce yourself and allow your members of your team to do the same.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, distinguished members of the park and other executive officials. My name is Henry Swakwi, the Council Secretary for Mafinga Town Council. Thank you.
Our committee is not PAC, it's local government accounts.
Thank you, Chair, for the correction.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorables. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kuzanga Nonde, the Director of Planning for Mafinga Town Council. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorables, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hajare Mabey, the Assistant Internal Auditor for Mafinga Town Council. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorables, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Matthew Simukonda, Director of Finance.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, Honorables, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mwanza Augustine, Assistant Procurement Officer, Mafinga Town Council. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrick Shaw, Assistant Director Engineering for Mafinga Town Council. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable members of Parliament, kindly introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon once again. Mafinga, welcome and good afternoon to your committee. Mishek Mutetwa Nyambos, representing the wonderful and special people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province. Once again, good afternoon. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, sir.
Chair, thank you so much and good afternoon, everyone. Mafinga, you are welcome. Mishek Motelo, MP for Mitete and a member to this your committee. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chair. Good afternoon to you all. Afternoon, Mafinga Town Council. This is Luhamba Mwene, Member of Parliament for Mangango. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, and good afternoon, Mafinga Town Council. My name is Elliot Kamondo. I'm Member of Parliament from Fumbe constituency in Northwestern Province. You're welcome to your committee.
Thank you so much. We have some members who are attending the meeting virtually. I'll ask them to introduce themselves as well. Honorable Dr. Mwanza, Honorable Mlunda. It seems we are having some technical challenges with internet. However, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I'm Member of Parliament for Mandev constituency, here where you are. So you're actually welcome to Mandev constituency. I'm privileged to chair this session. Before you make your deliberations, I wish to confer you with immunity according to Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which gives immunity to members of Parliament as they make deliberations in the House as well as committee. The same is extended to you. The immunity given means that no one can take you to court for the information that you submit to this committee, as long as it remains factual. In the same vein, should you deliberately mislead the committee, the same Cap 12 can be used against you. It is of the view of the committee that you cannot deliberately mislead it, and therefore we'll ask you to relax and make submissions. I now invite you, Council Secretary, to make your submissions.
Thank you, Chair. My submission begins with the page 2 on cross-cutting queries.
So this one is mainly to do with CDF, which we already tackled when you appeared before us.
Please, please.
So you may start with Appendix 3 on page 4.
Thank you, Chair. Under Appendix 3, failure to collect revenue, management response for reason for the query. The Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's findings on the failure to collect revenue, even though the Council had collected more than the budget target in levies and other receipts. The Council had not achieved the budgeted targets in the local taxes and fees and the charges. Mr. Chairman, action taken. The Council wishes to state that it has since updated the database on all revenues. For personal levy, Council resubmitted to Ministry of Finance through the Ministry of Law Government, including the devolved department's levies to be limited to Council. Further, Council issued the public demand notice to developers who were given plots and even called them using mobile lines, and the positive response was received. On remedial measures, Mr. Chairman, management has since acquired a motorbike to enhance revenue collection and reverse budget lines based on the annual performance with a view to align future estimates accordingly. Further, the Council has updated the database so that revenue on this vote is maximized. On page number 5, Mr. Chairman, failure to control and manage markets, reasons for query. Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observation at the time of the exercise and the importance of Council managing markets in the district. However, the market shed sits on the traditional land. Action taken. Tendere market is one of the earmarked markets for full management and control by the Council, but currently the Council manages only 95% of the market with the exception of the market shed. The Council has since engaged the traditional leadership and the community as the market shed currently sits on the traditional land to normalize the ownership concerns in line with the Markets and Bus Station Act number 2 of 2007, in particular section 2 and section 3, which say that the act shall not apply on a place situated on land only, leased or lawfully occupied by any person that is primarily used for the supply of goods to person employed by that person, or on the land is expected to take full control. Remedial measures, Mr. Chairman, thereon. The Council is committed to taking full control and management of all markets in the district, which can be attested by the inclusion of the market levies in the budget of 2024. On page number 6, failure to confirm staff, cause of query. Council wishes to acknowledge the auditor's observations and would like to state that Council only recommends to the Local Government Service Commission for promotion and confirmations, and Council already did that. Action taken. Council has received 9 substantive positions for 9 officers from the Local Government Service Commission. The Human Resource Management Committee also granted substantive promotion to 1 officer falling under the delegated category of Local Government Service salary scale division. That's number 14. That's the salary scale there. The remaining officer did not have the required qualification during the committee's sitting, as the appointment was done based on the provided transcript and testimonial from the school, and the Council has since resubmitted the recommendation to the Commission upon receipt of the certificate. Remedial measures, Mr. Chairman. Council will ensure deserving officers are recommended for promotions. Mr. Chairman, on number 7, page number 7, failure to secure properties with the title deeds. Management wishes to acknowledge the auditor's finding and would like to state that the Council lodge was not titled. This was arising from the fact that the property was sitting on the traditional land. Action taken, sorry, not traditional ceremony, it must be traditional land there. Sorry, I've seen that one, Mr. Chair. With your permission, I would seek that you help us rectify that one. Traditional land. Action taken. Management has since surveyed the property number 01, which is the Council Lodge, and is currently processing the offer of treaty by the Ministry of Lands. Attach the survey report indicating the survey of properties inclusive of the property in question. Remedial measure, management shall ensure that all properties are titled. Page number 8, failure to maintain council properties. Reason for the query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations and further wishes to state that the lodge is now operational and the rooms are available for use by clients. I've shown the pictures there. Council, through the Department of Engineering, installed water supply system and water and solar electricity to ensure the operation of the lodge. We have provided the pictures, Mr. Chairman.
So you can add council because you just added it without making the amendment. Or the council, okay, no, I've seen it the way.
Please. Council has continued to improve the premises of the lodge in order to promote social amenities. This is evident by the construction of the bar and restaurant at the lodge, which is underway. We have provided pictures to show what is being done currently. Remedial measures, Council will ensure its properties are maintained and safeguarded. Mr. Chairman, proceed on page number 10. Failure to establish a waste disposal site. Council acknowledges the observation by the auditors regarding the failure to establish a waste disposal site, which can be attributed to much of the land being under traditional land. Action taken thereon. Management engaged the traditional chief under Myombe area, and he has since given us 5 hectares to put up a dump site. Council has since acquired the waste management equipment such as the game wire and posts to fence the area. We endeavor to show the picture of what we have done to do the establishment of the dump site, Mr. Chairman. The remedial measures, management to ensure that it is quickly operationalizes the dump site by ensuring it adheres to the environmental regulation as prescribed by ZEMA. Failure to develop an integrated development plan on appendix number 29. Reason for the query: the failure to develop the integrated development plan, Mr. Chairman, was attributed to the delayed completion of the compilation of the RDP draft copy. Action taken: Council has now RDP draft copies and have since submitted to the Ministry of Law Government and Rural Development for approval. We have attached the documents on appendix number 8. Now, remedial measures thereon, Mr. Chairman, management shall ensure to have an IDP covering the year 2023 to 2033 in place, that it is in place. Failure to settle outstanding obligations, statutory obligations. The Council wishes to report that the failure to submit statutory obligations was due to the liquidity problem faced by local authorities, as we are now limited revenue generation sources. Action taken: the Council wishes to acknowledge the observations and would like to report that the plans have been structured with the statutory bodies, and the Council is committed to settle the arrears. The Council has agreed with Zambia Revenue Authority to be paying 5,000 monthly and committed to be remitting 5,000 to plus the current towards NAPSA. This will be done on the monthly basis. Remedial measures, Mr. Chairman. Council is committed to reduce debt once funds are available. I wish to submit my clarification to the cited queries and assurance to the committee that the remedial measures to the queries for Mafinga Council shall be adhered to. Signed, Hennes Wakwe, Mafinga Town Council. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Honorable
Chair, allow me to start. Thank you very much, my Chair. Allow me to start with the last one, statutory obligations. Chair, it will be a quick one on this one. I've seen the schedule of the outstanding obligations, and you have done very well, CS, to indicate outstanding staff obligations, settling in allowances and salaries. You have indicated to this committee that salaries, you have as at that is 2020 what? As at the 31st December, I'm sure that was 2022.
Yes,
there was an outstanding balance of 163,241 for salaries and settling in allowances. You have shown a column of payments that they are 00. Now, my question, Chair, on this one is, do you have retirees, outstanding retirees benefits? If at all you don't have, I wanted to move on. You have really encouraged me on that one. My question, Chair, the substantive one, is the staff confirmation. Take note of the outstanding retirees.
Please, please.
Yeah. But on the failure to confirm staff, 11 staff, the query is failure to confirm, and I want you to move with me. Failure to confirm staff, 11 of them, for a period of 3 to 22 months, almost 1 year. You have attached on Appendix 3 letters confirming some of them and promoting some of them. They are dated, most of them, apart from yours, which is January 2023. Most of them are September 2023. And the report we are looking at is for January to December 2022. My first question, now you can go to the HR, I'm sure we have HR here, or yourself. How long is a worker supposed to stay without being appraised, confirmed or not confirmed? If the period is less than 6 months or 3 months, why did it take so long, the council within the whole year, not to confirm staff until end of 2023? The other one, the last one, Chair, is on page 6. They have said substantive promotion of one officer falling under the delegated category of LGSS 14. What do you mean? This is the only one who was in the LGSS 14. And I believe that LGSS 14 is either Division 3, 2, or 1. I don't know if things have changed. Those in Division 4, do they occupy the LGSS salary scale? If that is the case, then I would appreciate for a correction. It's been long. I left the system. But why did it take you so long? What is the role in the council now? You have, in certain councils, you have a deputy council secretary, chief admin, administrative officer, HR, administrative officers. These are positions in the administration other than the council secretary. What do they do if they cannot recommend or confirm staff? What duties do they at Mafinga play for them to take long to confirm officers? I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much. CS?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Honorable Nyambose. There are 3 parts to the question. Retirees. I wish to indicate Mafinga Town Council has no retirees, even the point when we are comparing the report. Then the delayed confirmation of staff. I wanted to indicate, Mr. Chairman, that Mafinga Council on several occasions did recommendations to the employing authority, in this case, the Local Government Service Commission, to confirm its staff several times. It took long. So that's about the delayed confirmation. We have little that we could do as the receiving institutions. Then in the number 3 part, LGSS, essentially, we're recommending an officer who was assistant committee clerk to be committee clerk. So I think that's the scenario, Mr. Chairman, sir.
A committee clerk falls under the jurisdiction of the commission, or it is under the council's jurisdiction as in Division 4. Why have you highlighted this one only? Out of 11, you have highlighted this one, LAGSS 14, as a special person, as if this is the only officer who was in the bracket of in the jurisdiction of the commission. The other 10, were they under the council, where maybe you take to the council or the local human resource committees? Why did you do this? And when you're saying that you're commending this committee to committee, is it by the commission or by the council?
If you, Mr. Chairman, sir, through your office, if you notice the other confirmation that were made through the Local Messages Commission. So even the particular case that we are discussing, we are done to give all other recommendations. I think that was the substituting issue. So I expected the Local Messages Commission at that time to confirm like they did with others. And there's been an assurance, probably before the end of this day, there's a confirmation, we've been given confirmation. There will be a confirmation, Mr. Chairman.
The last one.
I'm looking at LGSS 14. This is Division 4 category. This cannot be a committee clerk. This is the last scale in local government. You may need to reconcile what you're explaining and the scale of LGSS 14.
Mr. Chairman, this is in Division 3. Yes.
Division 3?
Yes.
Okay.
LGSS are all officers, Division 1, 2, 3. Those in Division 4, their salary scale are not LGSS. I stand guided. They are G
yes,
something.
Yes.
Most obliged.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes, Honorable Mutela. Mishek Mutela.
Chair, thank you very much. Page 4, with your permission. And page 4, they have told us to go to Appendix 2. Chair, if we may also go to Appendix 2, and you would find it's very hard, but I've belabored. And more so, I'm interested in Appendix 2B. If the CS goes to Appendix 2B, although they are struggling to find. Appendix 2B, CS, are you there?
Yes, please.
Now go to the next page. I'm interested in the information.
Yes.
You found it?
Yes, sir.
Now go to the next page. Just read a few lines there. Maybe you may not have sufficient. No, go to the next one. The next page.
Third one now?
Yes.
The next page.
Read something.
Well, what are you able to read in the first column?
This column?
You can. Do you have some glasses? Do you have some glasses? Yes.
Yes, but now
put some glasses.
This alongside it, so this can't be like this.
So even with
yes,
yes, I'm able to read. Yes.
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 All right. Chair, I leave it to you, sir.
Yes, I expected you to tell the committee that you could have done better in terms of presenting something that is legible.
Please.
Yes,
no,
because this whole submission,
Mr. Chairman,
almost 10 pages. We can't see anything.
Message you taken, Mr. Chairman. I think we shall improve at the subsequent, if you ever will appear at the subsequent.
Honorable Nyambose, then Honorable.
Please.
Chair, the same page 4. The issues to do with personal levy, Chair, with your permission, I want to draw attention of the Ministry of Law Government. It is not there.
You come back, I'll give you a chance.
Chair, it would be unfair to call upon the ministry, but it speaks to the lack of effort by the councils. And since we started, Chair, I'm wondering, when you see them failing to collect anywhere, one of the lines they are failing to collect is personal levy. Now, this is the under Ministry of Local Government, the government ministry, and the Ministry of Finance. PEMIC is under Ministry of Finance or Cabinet Office.
Yes.
Now, why do councils, not only Mafinga, have problems in updating the personal levy information or collecting personal levy for the people who are receiving a service, for the civil servants who are receiving a service in their jurisdiction? So this personal levy, it has become a common thing. If you look personal levy, we have written to the ministry, we have written to the cabinet. Council Secretary,
please.
Have you physically yourself, before we bring in the ministry, have you physically yourself, I'm saying yourself, I'm talking to the Council Secretary, no any other person, from the treasurer or director of finance, you have made an effort to go with the schedule, updated schedule of the civil servants who are in Mafinga, to go to PEMIC. After writing the letters to the PSMD, you have gone in person to go with, say, these are the civil servants. Give us a personal levy code for Mafinga and deduct so that these monies can go to. Why is PEMIC deducting for the microfins? They are failing to deduct for councils. Is it to the PEMIC to blame, or it is the councils who are not making an effort? They are sending junior officers. If this is worrying, Chair, these monies are going to bigger councils instead of going to Mafinga. But before we take the blame anywhere, I want to find out, you Council Secretary,
yes,
or Council Secretaries in these councils, have you in person gone with the letters that you purport to write to PEMIC so that they can give you your money? If not, I want to appeal to the ministry. Take it up, maybe the PS will be coming. We appeal that they provide, because these councils seem to be failing, they come up with personal levy codes for all the councils. Let them be submitted to the ministry. Those days we were working, Chair, this was my job as a junior officer, but now these officers are failing. Have you gone to PEMIC in person, CS Siwakwi, to go and meet them why they're not giving you this personal levy you are talking about? I submit, Chair.
Yes.
In the same vein, so that we are done with this through you, sir.
Yes.
Where is the commercial? You've done well to tabulate this. The details of revenue estimates, but I've not seen where you've put commercial ventures as you are tackling all those things.
Yes. Do you have a commercial venture in Mafinga? You may ask.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Allow me to be very critical. This could be, Chair, as a result of not them understanding what personal levy is. Personal levy is a levy that is deducted to employees, civil servants and private entities who are earning an income in the particular district. And they are paying 15,000, unless the law has changed, the 15,000 to the maximum, which is paid 2 installments in March and April.
Precisely.
7575. Why do they pay to the council? The council provides a service. They are living in an environment. So any civil servant who goes to Mafinga is enjoying a service from Mafinga. If they transfer these 30,000 recruited, Chair, are they going to Mafinga? They are losing these people. So those people are enjoying a service and an income to provide more services. But maybe they don't understand what is this personal levy. That's why they are just waiting for local government equalization fund from government. When they have money, the government is busy recruiting so many civil servants. You are not getting this money. The money is remaining in Lusaka and not in Mafinga. I submit, Chair.
Yes, yes.
Thanks so much, Chair. Thank you, Honorable Nyambose, for enlightening us over those serious issues, very serious issues indeed. I wanted to indicate, you made an observation, have you gone there in person? Or to make a follow-up about this, but regrettably, Honorable Chair, let me mention that I haven't made an effort to go there, though we have done several correspondences to that effect. But personally, I haven't been to PEMIC. That actually gives us also an eye-opener thing. Perhaps at that level, I should make an effort to go there, perhaps with my treasurer, and avail these details personally. I think we'll see a change, perhaps, that if we go there in person. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Honorable Kamondo, as we wind up.
Yeah. I think I have just 2 points of clarifications. The first one actually is on Appendix 22, failure to maintain council properties.
Which page?
On page 8. The management response actually is the query is failure to maintain council properties. And this is one property in Mafinga. And then the management, the reason for query, management acknowledges the auditor's observation and further wishes to state that the lodge is now operational and the rooms are available for use. And they've installed water supply system and solar electricity to ensure that operations for the council are effected. Now, they've provided pictures. They've provided pictorial evidence, which I have here. But now, I've been trying to look at Appendix 6, or Appendix 7, in fact. When I look at the the materials which they've bought here, it's not answering to the fact that now this place is electrified. Because how do we know that this place now, the council guest house, has electricity? I thought maybe instead of giving us a picture, we should have had some good received notes for the things that were purchased. Maybe I would ask them to provide that evidence to show this, because we've not gone there, we've just seen the pictures. And also, for how long has this property been neglected that it was not maintained before the action was taken? Because this is one source of revenue. Why should they just wait for the auditors to come in order to push them to start maintaining this? And then the last one is, what measures have you put in place to make sure that this guest house actually is kept at optimum standards, so that it doesn't go to the situation whereby people start shunning it because it is not okay? Then the last one, which was talked about by Honorable Member, Honorable Nyambose, on the failure to settle outstanding statutory obligations. I've looked at what has been paid, and also the council is telling us that they've gone into an agreement with ZRA and others so that they can continue paying. I've looked at your document. I've not seen any agreement that you have signed with either ZRA or NAPSA to assure the people in this committee that indeed there is a serious commitment. I thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Chair, so much. Regarding the failure to maintain a property in the first place, I wanted to mention that the picture that he saw on the material for the dump site is not linked to the lodge. Okay? And also, I wanted to mention. Yeah, yes, yes. Thanks so much, Chair. I'm being guided. Appendix 7 that the Honourable was referring to is linked to the dump site. as it were. So now on a maintenance of council building that we are doing, and Mr. Chairman, if you visit Mafinga at one time, you go to Miombe, your lodge, it's almost like the base you can go to. You will be housed and you'll be happy. The standards, it's not like the lodges you see for other local authorities. Those are really conventional, of perfume. So I think he would invite you one day when you pass through Chamchinga, visit Miombe. You have a place on Nyambose where you can actually sleep soundly without mosquitoes and mosquito nets and like. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Mafinga.
Thank you.
What is the question they have not answered? They want you to go and sleep at Mayombe.
No, it's a separate thing.
Your mic, Honorable Kamondo. Yes.
Council Secretary, even when you are inviting us actually to go there, you have not convinced us to that extent that, of course, what you are talking about is the mosquitoes and whatever. But the question that I asked, how can you convince this committee that indeed now there is electricity? That is what I asked.
Do you have evidence to show that there is electricity?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, sir, we've made every effort to get connected to ZESCO. They've given us a big bill to have the transformer connected. But in the interim, there is the solar which is actually providing that facility with the power.
As we come to the end, I will invite Honorable Mtelo.
They've not answered whether there is dirty for Honorable Kamboni. Kamondo. Whether there is dirty to show. You remember that question?
Mr. Chairman?
As you are answering, yes,
sir.
Cool down.
Please.
Could it be the reason?
Switch off your mics, yes? I will invite you to answer.
As to why you have not even shown your commercial ventures because of the mosquito nets for Honorable Nyambose. But if you have those, you should have shown it somewhere to say we have this in Mafinga.
He has not finished. I know him very well. Just wait. I will invite you to respond.
Please.
Switch off your mic.
Sure.
Yes, Honorable Mtelo.
It will help you. It will help the chairperson and his committee. From those pages you failed to read to commercial ventures, to the document, when you say we are in agreement, we have this, you don't just talk from without. Chair, through you, if you may start with Honorable Kamondo's observations and later the commercial venture. I've gone through your detailed revenue. You may want to elaborate more so that you convince Honorable Nyambose to go and sleep in where there are no mosquitoes.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, the distinguished members of the committee. At this juncture, perhaps I may allow my Director of Finance to give me insight and shed more details. Over
Director of Finance?
With your permission, Mr. Chairman.
Of course, granted.
Please.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe just to
yes, you may switch off your mic.
On the commercial venture, there is only appendix 2. There is a detailed of revenue estimates. Page 2, where it says other incomes. There is surplus stroke deficit.
So just there, now I've followed you. So when it says other incomes, do you bring in the issue of commercial venture?
Yes, Honorable.
I thought when you say other incomes, you are expecting revenue, sir, from other, not from local generated what? Revenue. I stand to be corrected.
Your Honorable, like in Mafinga,
Yes.
a commercial venture is like a private company. It is Dwangwa source.
That you
company.
you put it into other.
Yes, Honorable.
The chair will be there to guide you.
I'm not
and
guiding.
me.
I'm just guiding. This meeting is being broadcasted live, and there's technology being used to pick who's speaking and who's speaking. So when you are speaking, exchanging with our technical team are finding it difficult. That's why I want one particular person to speak so that they're able to capture you and the public are following. So, Honorable, you may ask your question, the witness will respond. No exchanging of answers.
Thank you, guided. The format. You would go with all the local generated, and that's where the commercial venture is captured. Later you have other receipts. In that you may find some other resources not related to what is locally generated. No wonder I was looking for it. But since I'm a layman, I would want to listen from you. The way you do things in Mafinga.
Thank you, Chair. The budget we are using, we are following the chart of account. So under the chart of account, for commercial ventures, it falls under other incomes. So that's why it is. That's why we put it. Thank you, Chair.
On statutory obligations from Honorable Kamondo.
Thank you, Chair. Actually, it was not deliberate that I skipped that one. Somehow quite excited. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Chairman, sir, we have no signed the agreement with the ZRA, not even in APSA. So at this stage, we regret actually that this is not submitted.
Have you engaged them?
Yes, indeed we have.
Verbally.
And even when you look at our trail of actions for the past a couple of months, we have maintained that one, paying towards the historic debt and the current. Perhaps what you can also say, Mr. Chairman, sir, we're looking at the size of the debt which is before us, a historic one, is quite colossal. That it may take a couple years, in fact, to have it settled if we pay at the current rate. It's an enormous task.
Honorable Mtelo, you wanted to give last counsel to these pages. Kindly speak to them as we wind up.
Through you, Chair. See us next time. You have to thank the chairperson. You are almost going back. 10 pages. We couldn't read anything. You don't do that. But don't just think that the chairperson is so good and kind to you. You are putting your committee in an awkward situation. Give us factual information and things that you and me, even when you had put on the glasses, whether you are long or short-sighted, you still failed to pick any word. 10 pages. You thank the chairperson, but don't take the chairperson for granted. One day things may turn around. He emphasized to say the committee does not find it so good to send councils back. There's a cost involved in there. And this committee wants to see to it that monies are used and used well. That's where he convinced the committee. You would have gone back.
Thank you. Honorable Kamondo, in addition.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. And I think, Mafinga, next time when you come to present your report, I think it should be a standard report, which should not be very difficult to follow. When you look at your report, the way it is, and other reports, the way they are, the appendices that you are putting in, they're very difficult actually. This made our job very difficult to follow. We only have a day, maybe some hours just to read through. But if you make our job so difficult that we can't even find those appendices, that will not be good. I think I just wanted to add on what Honorable Mutelo Mishik has said. We should take these matters to be very serious matters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mafinga, for making an appearance. I'm sure you've taken note.
Thank you so much.
The wise counsel from this interaction.
Sure.
And I know you have made commitments that you go and visit PEMIC yourself to make sure that some of the issues are resolved so that you may broaden your locally generated revenues instead of just depending on the government. We wish to withdraw the immunity conferred upon you and allow you to go back to Mafinga. We wish you safe travels. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, honorable members, for the counsel that you have rendered to just stick to what you have said.
Hard for your money, and DSTV gives you a lot more to enjoy for a lot less than you think. So rather than fast foods just for you, how about entertainment for the whole family? Instead of date night with your bae, how about countless nights for you, bae, and the kids? And don't settle for a few hours with your homies. Settle in with over 720 hours of the best entertainment on the continent.
Triple drum roll.
We've got everything, including movies, series, sport, kids.
Totally awesome.
And local shows.
I'm here.
Watch on the go with DSTV Stream and control your entire account with the My DSTV app. Enjoy incredible extras like crystal clear HD, box office, and catch up. And with so many different package options, there's something to suit every pocket. DSTV, a lot more to enjoy for a lot less than you think. This is what it has come to. The moment that defines a season. It's the finale, and I want it all. I want all the goals and the drama, the tricks and the flicks, and the chance from the ultras. I want Pep and Klopp racing for the top. I want the Ancelotti eyebrow raise. And Osimhen masking up. I want the biggest stars shining on Champions League nights. I want the fairy tale stories and the glory. But we can't forget football heritage, maintaining the balance. I want the passion of Serie A. I want the flair of La Liga. I want the Premier League. I want the football finals. I want it all. Reconnect to catch every match live on DSTV.
My eParliament mobile application. First, download the app on either Play Store or App Store and install. After installation, open the app. Step 1. Register your personal information, that's your names, gender, NRC, and date of birth. Step 2. Add your contact information, your email, phone number, and home address. Step 3. Select your constituency. Step 4. Create your 4-digit PIN. At this point, the system will send an SMS to your mobile number with a one-time passcode. Step 5. Confirm with one-time passcode that was sent to your mobile. Step 6. Sign in using your phone number and the 4-digit PIN. And Step 7. Create your submission and submit. My e-Parliament, bringing Parliament closer to you. Katuba constituency lies west of Lusaka and is the first entry into Central Province on the Great North Road. Katuba derives its name from Gutuba, meaning white sand. The constituency is mostly rural but experiencing rapid growth in real estate development and smallholder farms. There are also a few factories that have come up in the past few years. In order to bridge the gap between the area Member of Parliament and the constituents, a constituency office was established in 2009. Mr. Mwabashike Nkulukusa is Katuba Member of Parliament, elected in 2021. He now runs through the Members of Parliament that have served before him.
I'm the number 8th Member of Parliament, the first one in the 70s when Katuba was annexed from Kembe, because it used to be one constituency. Which we call the first Member of Parliament for Katuba is Mr. Laima, who is no more. He served up to around 1978, from about 1974-75, when the second Member of Parliament, Mrs. Muyunda Mavis, came in. She's the longest Member of Parliament to have served Katuba until the Multi-Party for Democracy came in 1990-91, when Gilbert Mululu became the third Member of Parliament. And then we had Mr. Shakafuswa, Jonas Shakafuswa, who in 2001, when UPND was formed and contested the first time, it picked the seat under the UPND with Mr. Jonas Shakafuswa, who became the fourth Member of Parliament. And after Jonas came Mr. Chikusu, Dr. Chikusu, who became the fifth Member of Parliament. Served just for a while. Unfortunately, he died. And then, of course, in 2016, came a lady again, Patricia Mashingwere, who I'm sure you saw also serve just for a short period of time, didn't finish her term. She passed on. She was the 60th Member of Parliament. And then in 2019, when she passed on, Honorable Bampika Palasa took over to finish her term up to 2021.
The Katuba lawmaker now gives a general overview of Katuba constituency.
Katuba is a peri-urban constituency, if you like. Of course, it's defined as a rural constituency, but because of the, before there used to be urban migration, people moving from rural to the urban areas, but we are experiencing rural migration, where people are moving so much from the urban areas into rural. And Katuba has been one of those that has become one of the main targets by many people wanting to settle because of its proximity to Lusaka. It is mainly, the main activities in Katuba is agriculture. It has always been an agricultural center, part of Central Province. It is surrounded by Kembe on the northern side, by Chisamba on the east. On the east there is Chisamba and the Chongwe, which also gets into Mandevu, and then we share also with Matero, Chilanga, Mwembeshi, Nangoma, and we go and share with Mumbwa. So we are somehow in between. It's quite wide in terms of the length, almost 120, 130 kilometers in the length, and about 80 in some areas, about 50 kilometers in the width. So it's quite a vast constituency that now is experiencing two types of life: the peri-urban life on the eastern side and the typical rural life on the western side. Yeah.
Challenges faced by people in rural areas are quite similar, as Mr. Nkulukusa explains.
Any other rural constituency, we are usually within what many rural constituencies face, which are mainly 5 major challenges that are always targeted. Number one is the availability of schools. We have quite a number of primary schools, but we have very few secondary schools. This time at least we have about 1, 2. Now you can imagine for such a vast constituency to have only 1, 2 secondary schools it's a big challenge. But also the infrastructure of these schools, more especially the primary schools. The infrastructure is quite dilapidated. Many of the students or the pupils sit on the floor. We have a huge challenge to ensure that we provide desks, we improve some of the infrastructure. Katuva is a place where you will go to a school and you find that there is a house for a teacher that was built in 60s, cracked and all those things. So that has always been a challenge from the education sector. Shifwankula Primary School, they are very lucky people. I'm sure if you should take a second visit, it's now one of the best schools that has worked, thanks to a church called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We partnered with them. That roof that was blown off was rehabilitated. They are now building 3 blocks of each block has 3 classrooms. They also completed one of the 1x3 classroom blocks that was started. So I can rest assure you, if you go to Shifwankula now, they are one of the luck schools that we partnered with an NGO, a church, which came to help us. But there are many other schools that could be in the state of the way you found Shifwankula before, that also require attention from us. The second is the health sector. First of all, Katuva had never had a hospital, whether a mini hospital, a level 1 hospital. We've only had the health posts that are so distant from the communities, and so that is a challenge because people have to walk distances. We thank the government now that they gave me a hospital, a level 1 hospital, which is under construction now. We are hoping that it will finish very soon. It will be the first ever in Katuva. Despite the proximity of Katuva being near to Lusaka, apart from one trunk road which passes through Katuva going to connect with Kembe, all other roads are almost impassable. They are very bad. And so some of them have even been abandoned because it's almost impossible to drive on those roads. So because of that, we have also targeted road infrastructure to be one of the issues to be addressed, so that at least people can access. You know, when you talk of road infrastructure, there are few streams in Katuva, rivers and streams, and so you find that there are a lot of issues of bridges, collapsing of bridges. Pupils can't cross to go to school because this bridge has collapsed. And all that is falling under road infrastructure that we are trying to look, and one of the challenges that we are looking at. We have embarked on a project we are calling Electrify Katuva, where we have identified 36 actually, not 46, 36 electrification points that are public in nature. These are schools, health centers, and community schools. And we are trying to see how, if we take electricity to those areas, for example, for pupils, they are now doing a lot of ICT courses, but they don't have the infrastructure to demonstrate the ICT. All they are doing is theory. So we are hoping that once electricity comes to most parts of Katuba, then more especially to schools and health centers, then it is going to be a catalyst for development and increase the level of investment. Because many people, once you do the road, the Chinese actually were saying, take a road to an area, take electricity, then you'll have taken development. You investors will now go and put your own development there. Katuba is an agricultural center. We do a lot of agriculture. We may not have, we don't have so much commercial farming in Katuba, but we have a lot of peasant and improved farming. And so you find that we need a lot of agricultural extension services. You know, animals sometimes die of corridor diseases, and so we need a lot of agricultural services from the government to provide those extension services for agriculture. Deeping issues, you know, prevention of diseases to animals, what type of crops to plant, gardening, and all those things. And so we believe that because we are near to Lusaka, once those services are there, a lot of people are going to venture into agriculture, more especially at improved level, and that is going to change the lifestyle of the people and the income levels of the people. We have actually an association, we formed a public-private partnership association, which is called the Katuba Public-Private Partnership Association. Currently, it is being chaired by Mount Meru. Mount Meru, as you go to Katuba towards the toll gate, there is a huge manufacturing plant on your right, and that is the chair currently of that association. It was purely my initiative to try and bring the private sector together, a coordinated approach of how we can deal with the private sector.
The Katuba lawmaker is passionate about changing the lives of the people of Katuba.
The word of encouragement for me is that Katuba must be a little bit patient. The agenda, the real agenda for development has just started. We are, in terms of CDF, we are just months, not even a year. And in terms of government, we are just above a year. And when the CDF started coming, there was a lot of teething problems. And like any other good thing, there usually comes with a few challenges. We have learned the ropes. We have now a learning curve enough to implement. Like, for example, now, next month, we are starting to sit to plan for the CDF 2023. That is how much we want to be ahead of time. So a little bit of patience. Rome was not built in a day. The infrastructure was so dilapidated, it can be built in 1 month. But I can rest assure them that where the investment for CDF is going to go in the next 3 years, definitely they will see change. And that will be the basis for them to think whether I am a good captain to continue pardoning the ship, or I'm a wrong one for somebody else to come in. But it's all up to them when it reaches that point.
Mr. Justin Mafuta is a professional assistant for Katuba Constituency Office.
Well, majorly, my major objective as a professional assistant is to facilitate the work of the Member of Parliament in the constituency. As you may be aware, the roles of the MP, one is to represent the people in the constituency. So my major role is to facilitate the work of the MP in the constituency.
Mr. Mafuta encourages Katuba constituents to make use of the constituency office so as to improve the constituent-member relations.
The major reason why people should visit or come to their constituency is number one, is to have an engagement with their lawmaker or their representative. There should be an interaction between the member who is the MP of the constituency, as well as the constituents, in line to say, because as long as there's no dialogue between the MP as well as the constituents, tangible developments cannot be achieved. Also, one thing also I want to make mention, dialogue should be a two-way thing in the sense that the constituents, they engage the MP because one of the major roles of the MP is to represent the people in the constituency. So once there is that engagement in terms of interaction, the MP picks everything that the people or the constituents have told him to go and request on behalf of the people to the executive, who is in this case the ruling. Also, this office acts as an information hub in the sense that once the MP gets information from the executive, he also conveys the message back to the people in terms of a policy direction from the government. So it has to be a two-way attire in terms of the interaction.
A constituents office is a goal of parliamentary improvement aimed at taking Parliament closer to the people. Ms. Chrysosta Halwindi is Kabwe Central Member of Parliament under the United Party for National Development UPND in Central Province. She is the Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Sport, Youth and Child Matters, and she also sits on the Committee on National Guidance and Gender Matters. She is cool, calm and collected.
My name is, let me say out, my name is Chrysosta Halwindi Piri. Halwindi is my maiden name, and Pili is for my husband. I was born in Monze, in a little village called Hakwambwa, and I did my primary school at Hakwambwa Primary School. My parents are Mr. Noah Machila Halwindi and Berita Halwindi. I was born in 1971. And then in a family of, I'll say, as at now, we should be around 14, but from my mother and my real mother and father, we are only 6. We were 6, let me say so, because I was number 60th. It is being 3 male and 3 female. Unfortunate as at now, we lost 2 brothers, so I remain with only 1 brother and 3 sisters. So I am the last born in the family of mother and a dad. So I went to, as I said, primary school at Hakwambwa Primary School, and then the secondary school I went to St. Joseph Secondary School in Mwanze district also, where I did my grade 8 up to grade 12.
Ms. Halwindi has a bachelor's degree in business administration and entrepreneurship and has several courses in road maintenance and supervision from the National Council for Construction. Ms. Halwindi once worked as a nurse but decided to go on early retirement and joined the private sector.
I went to UTH and did my nursing, registered nursing. So that was my first profession as a registered nurse. I only served in the government as a registered nurse for, let me say, 3 years. And then I decided to go when the government brought the voluntary separation, where I want to voluntarily retire. I retired. I only served for 3 years. Of course, it was not easy because at that time, I think the directors, my superiors, the matrons really wanted me to continue with my profession. But I think my heart was in the private sector. So I decided to stop. Then I started doing business. In the private sector, first when I just stopped working as a nurse, of course I started doing trading. I had a shop and also supplying. And then I decided to also diversify in the business I was doing. So I joined the construction industry where I registered my company to be doing construction works. Of course, that called for me also to make sure that I train so that I've got the knowledge of how to do the bidding. So I trained. My first course, I went to National Council for Construction and did labor-based supervision works. At the time I had my second-born child, Tangaweka, was just 5 months old. So I went for training. Even I went for doing practicals in the bush with my little baby, the baby boy. So I did that. And the other courses that I did, and a lot of courses, about 7 or so courses in construction industry and certificates in that. So that's what I did. And of course, I started the first year I registered my company. I think I won the first contract. So I've been in construction industry.
She's married and has 5 children.
I've got 5 children. 3 are male, 2 are girls. My firstborn is in Kitwe, Rajesh Arvind Piri. Of course, he did get 12, but and the little few courses in construction industry. He's also in the private life. He's just doing business. And my second born is Tangaweka Piri, who is doing his grade 12. My third born is Noah Piri. He's at the Grandview doing his grade 10. Then the last borns are twins. They're girls, Swanyere Piri and Mafunase Piri. They're doing grade 8. My husband is Mr. Gordon Piri. He's retired. He used to work for prisons. Right now he's just doing business also.
Ms. Halwindi joined politics in 2010, mainly inspired by her husband, who was a member of UNIP.
Politics, I think it started in 2010, let me say. Of course, my husband, he was a UNIP member where he tried, of course, to stand as an MP. Of course, he didn't make it. From there, because I was helping him much, I developed the interest. So during the time of MMD, I was adopted as a councillor in the High Ridge. Of course, that was the time with the transition when PF came into power. So I lost the seat. From there, because also in the construction industry, now they voted me in to be the chairperson in the province for all the contractors. So that position calls for somebody not to be political. Of course, I toned down in issues to do with politics. Of course, I was helping the party. I wish I joined UPND. I was helping UPND, the party I joined, at least silently. Well, I continued now heading the province as the chairperson for the contractors in the province. I think later on also I was also chosen as a vice president under NAMSEC, which is the National Association for Small and Medium Contractors, as heading the women wing contractors. So in 2020, let me say in 2021, I was approached that I think there was a candidate who was earmarked to stand as a candidate in Kabwe Central constituency, who unfortunately, may so rest in peace, he passed on. And then I was approached, please, we have a vacancy here. Would you want to stand as an MP? After praying, I think I was so convinced that I think I need to take it on. That's why I accepted. So I came on board to stand. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And how was it when you won?
Well, of course, it was something that was, I'll say, so nice. I don't believe in failure when I make up in my mind that I want to take on this. So it's something that during my time of prayer, campaigning, I was so convinced in my spirit that I'm going to win.
Growing up among boys helped build her strong character. Hence, being a female parliamentarian does not intimidate her.
No, I don't feel intimidated. Actually, as I've said, in my growing up, I said I grew up with among the boys. And I could do activities that the boys could do. I could go to look after cattle, even those activities that young men do, like trapping birds, swimming, climbing trees, all those things for me, they are part of me. So I think I grew up a person who is blended on, or groomed to be co-equal to a man. So what men can do, I believe even a woman can do. So for me, I'm not intimidated, and I feel we can do what men do. We learning from my profession in the private sector, where I was the chairperson for all the contractors. Many women, even the construction industry, they shun us, they think it's for men. But as for me, I'm a contractor, leading even the contractor in the province during that time before I was elected in. And I did very well as a woman contractor. So even now, I believe what men can do, we can still do. So there's nothing that demarcates that this is what a woman can do, this is what women can do. We can all do. We can coexist and do all what men can do also.
She gets a lot of support from the people of Kabwe constituency and her party.
Yeah, of course it's not easy. May I say that even now, I know that back in the constituency, there are so many people who are again strategizing themselves, wanting to pull the only woman that will. By the way, I'm the first woman in my constituency, to be voted in as a woman. The only woman who have so far been the first one. People are again trying to pull me back. It's not easy, but of course I can say again, there are good people again who are supporting. Of course, when you're in I'm here in the constituency, they'll be able to tell you, okay, ma'am, here you need to do this, here where there's a need for there, but the support is there. I'm receiving support. Even here, I wouldn't say there's no support, despite that I've mentioned that in the committees you find you are second, but I'm receiving that support. You have given responsibility. Sometimes when we sit at caucus meetings as UPND, they will give you that, okay, do the secretarial work, help us to correct this. So the support is there. Also, even back in the constituency, people come on board to say that, no, we want to make sure that when you are in Lusaka, at least you are back here, we'll be doing some works that you are supposed to be doing. I have a task force where, of course, they are checking on the projects when I'm not here, I'm not in the constituency. So that's the support that I'll say I'm receiving. And of course, when you go to these offices, there's a project that you'd want to do. I can cite an example. In Unikabwe, the roads are very bad. But then I looked at it, what happens, the only contract that we had, the contract was, I think, on the verge of being terminated. I said, this is not good for us, we need roads. And then I wrote a letter to the Minister of Infrastructure. I said, oh, please, can you help us to do, at least to have a package under dual carriageway. It was received so well, and they said they instructed RDA, said, okay, make sure that at least you design that at least you should give at least 20 kilometers of bituminous roads in Kabwe Central constituency. Of which I said, this is, of course, the support that I want is people to support me in terms of development in the constituency.
Ms. Halwindi says her husband has been a pillar of strength.
The support that I have first is from my family, because my husband allowed me to stand. And after winning, he has continued to support me, to make me that I have to be in the parliament when the parliament session is on, and also in the constituency that I need to attend to the electorates. So I've received tremendous support from him. As a woman, you have to be there for your husband and the family. But he had foregone his time for me to be with him. And they said, go ahead. Each time I'm supposed to, I needed here, I have to be here. When I need to be in the constituency, he knows that I have to be in the constituency to do parliamentary work and check on the developmental works in my constituency.
She now talks about what she does when she's not doing parliamentary work.
Okay, when I'm just at home relaxing, we do farming. I go to the farm to check what is happening at the farm. And of course, we see a few developmental issues, projects we are building some houses. I also go to counter-check what is happening with the projects, yes. But mainly it's to do with farming.
What do you grow?
Yes, it's maize, soybeans, groundnuts. But at the moment, I'm trying to embark on, of course, doing economical trees. I'm planting moringa trees. And I've planted the pepper, piri, all that. And I'm also trying to bring on board this what you call dragon fruits These are fruits that we do not even grow in Zambia, but I'm trying to bring them on board with my partners to make sure that it encourages people in the constituency to grow at a larger scale so that we can be able to export.
She now has a word of advice to women who want to join politics.
I want to encourage our fellow women. The representation in Parliament right now in terms of women is so bad, it's so low. So we are calling upon so many women to come on board. You know, this time where I want to carry, if in my constituency, for example, I only have one councillor out of 29 councillors. Starting even from local government level, councillors, we need many women to come on board. You know, when we have all the problems that we have in the country, if things are not going on well, the first person to be affected is a woman. So if we are many women in the Parliament, we'll be able to support even the policies that supports women. For example, right now we are saying we want to raise even the marriage, you know, where somebody can be only eligible to get married at 18 years. Of course, that's what the Marriage by Act says. But against customary, anybody can get married at a lower age. We are trying to support that, you know. If we are men, women, when you bring such emotions on the floor, they can be supported very well. Because we understand we are women, and you know, when your daughter is just at home doing nothing, bringing children married at a tender age, you know, it's us women who feel it, you know. So I'm encouraging women to come on board. They shouldn't fear. Actually, this time, the political will is very good supporting the women, because the violence levels, at least, they're getting down. Our president does not support, you know, violence, you know, behavior. So we are calling upon women that let us not be in our homes. I know there are very good women, potential women, well educated, who can help us, you know, to make sure that even when we are debating in the Parliament, where a woman speaks, there's always that, you know, what you are speaking, because you are speaking what you experience. When I'm talking about having a clinic or a maternity wing in that clinic, I know what I'm talking about as a woman, because I know what I undergo through when I go to labor. If the roads are not okay, I know as a woman I'm in labor, I need to be taken to the hospital. I know how I feel, I'm in pain, and then there's I'm being traveling on a road which is so bumpy. I know what I'm feeling, you know. So as a woman, really, we really need to take the front row to make sure that we are in the in Parliament or in decision-making positions, so that we are able to defend what we really affects us.
Ms. Chrysosta Hadwindi believes women need to be in decision-making positions in order for them to contribute to the country's development.
On today's edition of the CDF program, we tour Lusaka Central constituency to check on the progress in the implementation of CDF projects. To begin with, Lusaka Central constituency comprises of 4 wards, namely Kabulonga, Silwizia, Independence and Lubwa wards. The constituency has so far received over 15 million kwacha to implement the 2022 CDF projects. Lusaka Central Constituency Member of Parliament Honorable Mulambo Haimbe begins by highlighting some of the CDF projects that have hit a positive stride.
One of the key components that has been properly used is the grant component. Last year, we had a total of 1.9 million kwacha that was given out to about 50 cooperatives. We have many success stories coming from that. In various project genres, we have fish farming being done, we have poultry being done, we have many success stories from the 2022 allocation. The 2023 allocation has just been done of the grants. We have 55 companies that benefited at a total amount of 2.4 million kwacha. In addition to that, we have quite an amount that is being allocated for bursaries, both the skills development and the secondary school bursaries. Although for Lusaka Central, the uptake for secondary school bursaries is not as expected. So we obtained last year a variation from the Ministry of Local Government that allowed us to use the unused component of bursaries, and that was pumped into desks. And so our project for desks is to have about 4,600 desks made. So far we have distributed already about 500 of those. The others are still in procurement. Lusaka Central is working, I would proudly say.
Honorable Haimbe goes on to recognize the completion of a school hall at Thornpark Secondary School.
The facility that we are showcasing that was constructed under CDF is a multi-purpose hall, constructed at about 1.3 million kwacha for completion. This is an old project, but we were able to complete it in 2022 using an allocation specific for that purpose. So it's one of the facilities, it's one of the success stories for the CDF. Right now as we speak, our GCE students are using this very facility for the purpose of their examinations. And so it tells a story in itself that CDF is working.
And Thornpark Secondary School head teacher, Mrs. Sarah Chivesakunda, explained some of the benefits on the completion of the school hall.
This hall has been very, very beneficial to the school and the community at large. Initially, we used to face a lot of challenges in terms of where to take the learners for remedial work. GCE, when it came to GCE writing, we used to have challenges. The classes never used to be enough. But this time around, we arrange without any difficulties, and they are able to write. It is also beneficial to the community. The community are coming here to hold their church meetings. It is fully booked, fully booked.
And still in the education sector, Northmead Secondary School is another school that has benefited from the CDF projects with the construction of a library at the school. Honorable Haimbe highlights how the project will benefit the school.
Behind us, the project that's being undertaken is the construction of a library. As we all know, the essence of reading is our future as a country. And this is why the community itself, through its Ward Development Committee, decided that they would want a library constructed at this site. So far, an amount of in excess of 260,000 kwacha has been spent to do phase 1 of this work. And you can see it's quality work. We are now waiting for the procurement to be done by the local authority for the final phase, the completion of this structure, roofing and finishes, which the money is already sitting with the local authority. It's just the procurement, getting the contractor to come back on site, and sooner rather than later we'll have this project completed.
In appreciating the construction of the library at the school, school head teacher Mrs. Frida Bobo had this to say.
To help our pupils, it will be of great benefit because the pupils at the moment do not have studying space. So the construction of this school library will alleviate that plight which we've been crying about. So as a school, we are very delighted with the coming of this library because our learners will have, one, it will be stocked with learning materials, reference books, and they will have proper conducive space to have their studies.
The area member of parliament and the crew proceeded to Bowlen Combined School, where a 1x3 classroom block has been renovated and a 1x6 upstairs classroom block is under construction.
Here we are at a project site for 1x3 classroom block, which was renovated under the disaster component of the CDF. The renovation was prompted by the roof having been blown off, and of course there was some damage to the superstructure and the floor. So what we were able to do is to get under the disaster component monies, and the contractor was on site. This will soon be handed over. Here also at this site at Bowlen Combined School, under the 2022 CDF allocation, you will see that we have begun the process of constructing the 1x6 upstairs classroom block. which is one of the key projects under Kablonga Ward under the 2022 CDF fund. The idea, of course, again, I'll keep on emphasizing, is that we, as the New Dawn government, place a lot of capital on education, because education is the great equalizer, as we all know. And so we focus a lot on the schools. And this is the work that you see being done. One complete, one just beginning the construction. We'll be doing the groundbreaking very soon.
Baulen Combined School head teacher Mr. Vingi Sikwivere expressed his happiness on the progress on the CDF project at his school.
With this project which is taking place here, we are very happy. One, because the school space which we have been lacking, it will be improved. We are going to have more children in school.
And Victoria Kamboza, a grade 12 pupil at Baulen Combined School, said the construction of new classroom blocks, once completed, will be able to accommodate more pupils.
I feel nice because these blocks will help not only me, but the rest of the pupils in this school. Although I'm completing, at least a lot of pupils will benefit because we've got a challenge. We will only have one class for grade 12s, but as these blocks are completing, at least will be many classes, and people will be freely learning, and pupils, at least many pupils from other schools at least will come in and they will be free.
As per presidential pronouncement that no child should sit on the floor by December 2023, the constituency has started purchasing desks under the CDF allocation. And Nyumbayanga School is one of the schools that have benefited from the newly purchased desks. Honorable Haimbe said that the purchase of the desks will address the infrastructure and furniture challenges at the school.
Just a demonstration of what we are doing as Lusaka Central Constituency in terms of the desk policy. As we are all aware, the guidance given from head of state level is that by the end of this year, there should be no child sitting on the floor. And so, as I mentioned earlier, Lusaka Central will, in total for 2022 CDF allocation, procuring 4,600 desks, of which you see a consignment of 200 desks that were delivered here to Nyumbayanga School. Other desks were delivered to other institutions within the constituency, including Woodlands A, State Lodge A, and a couple of other schools. So this is, I think, the best example of showing what CDF can do in terms of a commitment to our learners, to ensuring that the environment in which they learn, in which they have their examinations, is a conducive one.
And the Nyumbayanga School head teacher, Mr. Eson Koma, commended government for the quality desks.
Allow me to commend the government on this gesture they've given us. We were in their need of furniture. Children at some point used to sit on the tires, but due to our able leadership, we've seen this coming, the free education policy coming as a reality. It's a long time ago we saw this coming in my history as a head teacher, but today, as you can see, the school hall used to be empty, but today it has been dressed. And again, allow me to comment on the quality. For a long time we've been getting these cheap wood which they've been using, and planks which they've been using. But when you see this kind of plank that they've used, the suppliers, I think, and the MP and the entire team, I think from deep down my heart, we can just say the government has just done us a good job. 200 double-seater desks is not a joke. To us, it means this, you will see on a day, not less than 400 children benefiting from this kind of education.
In ensuring security measures are heightened, Rockview Police Post in Chalala area that was initiated by the community is yet to be completed and upgraded under the 2022 CDF allocation.
We want to upgrade this particular police post once it's completed to a police station. So this entire site will house a police station. The amount that has been allocated, CDF comes in to complete this structure. The amount that has been allocated for that purpose is somewhere in the range of 1.7 million kwacha. The question will be, why so much when the structure is at this level? There are a couple of things. There is a standard building code that is used for security installations such as a police station. So this will have to be upgraded to reach that standard. So predominantly what you're seeing here will be turned into offices, and then on the tail end of this particular building we will then have police cells, which of course require a lot of concrete work to make them secure. So that is why you see that this particular facility or installation will take quite a bit of money.
And Dubwa Ward Area Councillor Clement Milonga explains how the police post will help in curbing the criminal activities that are on an increase in the area.
This is very beneficial to my community. Firstly, we have had a lot of thievery issues here, where people have reached the point of even poisoning dogs because they know they want to jump into their homes to steal. And it's been one of the biggest concern that we've had. And you can see that this is something that was started earlier by the community. They constructed up to this level, meaning that there's been that demand for years. And now that we are putting up this police post, this particular one, going by the standard of the engineers from council, they are saying it doesn't qualify to be a police post. So what you're going to do, there's a good allocation of funds towards this police post. And the particular space, the building that's behind, it's going to be used as offices.
The crew also visited Nyumbayanga Police Post to see the newly completed police post.
This is an old project. It was, I think, commenced in 2017, and there was no progress until subsequently when the New Dawn administration came into place. We were able to allocate funds under the CDF so that this particular completely new block could be completed.
The tour of the constituency development funded projects in Lusaka Central constituency is a clear sign that CDF is a critical catalyst in improving some of the sectors in the community that need quick attention for the development of the nation.
The Coalition of African Parliamentarians Against HIV and AIDS, Kappa Zambia chapter, has continued to undertake familiarization tours so as to have an informed position on Zambia Consolidated Copper Mines Investment Holdings ZCCM-IH operations in the mining sector as it focuses on diversification away from the traditional copper mining. The delegation undertook yet another tour, this time to Zambia's recently discovered gold mine in the Chibwika chiefdom of Mwinilonga district of Northwestern Province, the Kasenseli gold mine, another subsidiary of ZCCM-IH. Honorable Elijah Muchima MP, Kappa Vice Chairperson, who is also Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, led the delegation. The delegation began by paying a courtesy call on Mwinilunga District Commissioner on the day of arrival.
Appreciating the business of Kappa is that they are providers of oversight and also learning from those who have got the history of this country. Former ministers are here, colleagues, former members of parliament, and current members of parliament here. There is no partisan politics, but to appreciate our country, our resource. We have been touring. We cut short our trip last time due to some circumstances beyond. But this time it was necessary to get completely the whole picture. Yes.
I would like to thank you, Honorable Minister, for coming, because you have indicated this entourage is not discriminatory. This entourage has all the parliamentarians from all walks of life. Former parliamentarians are here, the new donor parliamentarians are here, the PF parliamentarians are here because you share a common syndrome of wanting to deliver at that distinguished level, that at the end of the day, it's not who was what, who belonged to what, but at the end of the day,
We want to see children yet unborn cherishing this type of relationship. That our forefathers were articulative, they were able to deliver, they were embracing one another, they were inclusive, and it is on that type of love and unity our country 20 years ago was developed and there was rebuilding.
The following day, the delegation embarked on a journey to the Chibwika chiefdom to meet the traditional leadership of the Lunda people of Mwinilunga at His Royal Highness Chief Chibwika's palace.
With due respect to the ministers and the and the members of parliament, and I would like to recognize all government workers and non-government workers. I recognize the young men and women and mothers.
The perception of people has been that the chief sold the mine.
The mwana kosha kwenzi na kwa Mwinilunga weji mana kwaba na kosha nao mwanta walanisha de mine.
The chief sold the land.
Na walanisha de nimpata.
So there has been again a misunderstanding of land rights.
Hadi nga yilo na ochengi ansangu ya wanta ngovu ya mpata wekala na ngovu hinyi.
And mineral rights.
Ni sangu ya jinde nga jekala mumaseki wekala na ngovu hinyi.
So like I was saying, I never gave them any consent to conduct any mining. And neither did they give them any land rights. But to the subjects, according to tradition, chief is only a chief if he has people and he has land. And that means land means what is on top and what is beneath. Now, our people, for lack of information, would not understand that mineral rights, the licensing, was being issued by government. And even today, they will not accept that. Because the custom and tradition is that land belongs to the chief.
This suspension of operations means well. We shall not repeat the same mistakes, and Your Highness will put it clearly. Mistakes were made. We have to sit down. We rebrand ourselves. What went wrong? And for sure, the government will not sit idle. The president has put it across to people that they want the wealth of the people to go to the people. When they are coming, the Minister of Mines will come. They are saying they want to recognize cooperatives, they want to recognize trusts, they want to recognize Royal Highnesses.
Cooperative society kunu akashikamana kuhandika nao yenetu na kukenga anakukenga nejingana anakukenga nana anadibomba mnamo English now matracit azatli hamna fulmen.
You will be consulted
akayehojola hama
on how the operations go.
Ochikenda nganyitachi ndakuzata jidimu ya mine.
We should congratulate you with the structure that you have put in place already.
The delegation then set out to the mining site where short presentations were made.
Zambia Gold Company is owned by ZCCMIH, who hold about 51% stake, and the government of the Republic of Zambia through Ministry of Finance, who hold about 49% stake. The Kasensel Gold project is owned by Zambia Gold, owed about 70% stake. PCB Mining Limited, owed about 12.5% stake. And Kampoko Resources Limited, who also owed about 12.5% stake. And the Chibuika Development Trust, which is just generally the community around this Kasenseli Gold project. So with regards to Zambia Gold, Zambia Gold main task is to manage activities and programs relating to gold exploration, mining and processing. So its mandate is to acquire license, raise capital and forge partnerships, develop and commercialize tenements, undertake beneficiation through processing, refining and value addition, conduct active trading by purchasing gold to legal gold producers, as well as support artisanal small-scale gold miners and cooperatives.
Members of the delegation engaged the mine staff seeking clarifications on some issues.
GAPA is an organization, non-partisan. Members of parliament comes from various political parties. As you can see us here, we have members of parliament from a different political party, which is PF. We have independent members of parliament. We have UPND. Current members of parliament, as well as old members of parliament, are present here. GAPA is non-partisan. It anchors on 3 pillars: human, animal health, and environment, which you, ZCCM Investment Holdings, Zambia Gold Company, you need to protect, so that you don't also harm the community of this area.
Looking at the 2 methods, there is one method that we have employed. So what is your recovery rate? And then if you went to a chemical process, what would be your recovery rate? And the rider to that was, whatever you throw away, would it be fit to be given to people as I don't know whether it's a brown mountain or black mountain, so that people can pick something? Would it be really benefit the community?
When we go the chemical method, the recoveries will run in the range of about 80 upwards, because the chemical method will make sure that the gold is digested. This operation, unlike any other mining operation where you run a gold mine or a copper mine, we generate what we call tailings. Tailings, like you have rightly mentioned it, that there's the Black Mountain. The Black Mountain is actually tailings from the smelter. That's what created the Black Mountains. That is slag from the smelter, which is basically tailings. But with this operation here, since we're not using the chemical method, we're not generating any tailings. So what is remaining after the gravity method, we cannot call it the Black Mountain or the Yellow Mountain. We need to process that via the chemical method so that we can get to the 80% plus recovery.
I just want you to help me reconcile the 2 figures that you gave us during your presentation regarding the jobs that you have created. Because you say you have created about 213 jobs. Then, when you were showing the number of employees that you have, you said there were about 76 or so, which comprised of 46 locals and I think about 28 skilled. Yeah. So, how do you reconcile the 76 jobs to the 213 that you are saying you have created as employment?
From the time of inception, we used to engage some casuals who were on a 6-month contract, After that, some were being laid off. So that's the number we are talking about, the 213 communities. Otherwise, going forward, the company is doing away with the casualization. So all the employees we are looking forward to put them on fixed terms.
The delegation then toured the mining area under guard as it has restricted access.
The things that a mine is supposed to offer is comprehensive sexuality education.
Yes.
When you are doing your presentation, I didn't pick that one. How are you ensuring that the women and the children around this area are assisted or they are prevented from being impregnated and being left with children due to the mining that is taking place?
On the issue you've raised, it's also in the plan. The way we do it is, our philosophy in CSR is that communities are the best in terms of designing solutions to the challenges that they are facing. So we don't impose things on the community. We hear from the community first and then develop interventions.
The mineral is said to have been discovered by a group of local people led by a Mr. William Kanyenda, who were excavating white stone in about June 2019. Mining operations at the site, however, remain suspended and the area remains restricted.
Hello viewers and welcome to Health Beat here on Parliament Television, a program that aims at educating you and informing you on a healthy lifestyle. And today on set I'm joined by Mr. Clifford Mundongo, who will help us delve into reproductive health and specifically will delve into family planning. Welcome to the program. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Taza?
I'm fine, thank you. And our viewers out there, remember that you can send us your messages to 0978 772801. Mr. Clifford, we go straight into the program. Let's begin by, what is reproductive health?
Reproductive health, Taza, according to World Health Organization, this is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity relating to reproductive health.
Okay.
So according to World Health Organization, that is how they defined reproductive health.
And how can one maintain a good reproductive health?
Reproductive health, actually, it starts from a very far, like when we are growing up. So you'll find that things to do with nutrition, things to do with exercises, you know, these are very important when it comes to reproductive health. Because you know, if you want to maintain a good reproductive health, you have to know the kind of food that you eat. You have to avoid certain foods, you know, like smoking, you know, excessive beer drinking. That can affect your reproductive health.
Okay.